Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I forgot to do this story. I was looking through my phone, and one of the stories I was screen recording, I forgot. I just seen it, so I want to get back on it. I was supposed to drop this Saturday, but here we go. I'm going to begin by saying this. There are bad kids out there, and then there are kids that just do bad things that are good. I don't know what to make of this one, but I do know I think this person is a serial killer in the making if he ain't stopped, or if it can even be stopped. The story I'm talking about is something out of Flagler County in Florida. And it's about a boy who was making a lot of anonymous phone calls or swatting calls to police and causing a lot of disturbances in the neighborhood, threatening to shoot up school and bomb a place called Buddy Taylor Middle School. And this is the kick. This kid is only 11 years old. Now, I'm gonna show you this news article that has a lot of stuff that was found on his phone and things he was saying at 11 years old. This is why I tell you, parents out there, monitor your kid's phone. Kids act a certain way around you because you're the guardian and you're the parent, and they want you to see something, but you never know what your children are exposed to and what's out there, you know, corrupting their minds because they have access to it, especially in the internet. Take a look at this and we'll get back and get right on it.
But we begin in Flagler County. An 11-year-old arrested, accused of terrorizing the community. The sheriff says the boy is behind nearly 24 swatting calls at local schools. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Manny Martinez.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. All of those calls happened over the last few weeks of the school year. The calls ranged from a bomb threat to a mass shooting threat. And after each call, deputies busted into schools looking for a suspect. But it turns out that suspect was actually hundreds of miles away in Virginia. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay is joining us live now. So Chris, the sheriff had some harsh words for that boy.
Yes, the sheriff made it very clear this was more than just a child's prank. Based on the number of calls, the fact that he tried to hide his identity, and a bunch of other factors. Now, the sheriff allowed us to listen in on one of those 911 calls, and it was disturbing to say the least.
Flagler County Sheriff's Office, Ashley, how can I help you?
I just shot my teacher in the head.
Lockdown after lockdown. The end of the school year in Flagler County couldn't come any sooner for students. Sheriff Rick Staley now shedding light on the suspect.
Look at this, an 11-year-old creating all this chaos.
An 11-year-old boy out of Virginia is believed to be the person on the other end of more than 20 911 calls between May 14th and May 22nd, describing fake bomb threats, mass shootings, and other acts of violence.
Every case instilled fear in our students, teachers, parents, with many keeping their children at home.
Sheriff's Office.
With the help of the FBI and the execution of several search warrants, detectives were able to track the boy down. They tell us they found a bunch of disturbing material in his home and on his devices,
Such as torturing of pets, video decapitation, and murder pornography.
State Attorney R.J. Larizza says this investigation is a learning moment.
It's been said this is sad, it's disturbing about the age of this kid, this defendant, this individual. But, you know, it's enlightening. You know, it's time that people understand just how dangerous the internet can be.
The boy's currently in a juvenile facility in Virginia. They're working on getting him extradited to Florida to face charges.
I'm thankful for our faculty, staff, and students for taking it seriously each time. I mean, 20 times is a lot of times to lock down a school.
And these hoax calls happen not only here in Flagler County, but Volusia County as well. As part of the investigation, detectives believe that he made fake calls all over the country, in Alabama, Alaska, and even making a call allegedly to the Maryland State House. Right now, they're working on figuring out what charges he'll face if and when he's extradited to Florida. Reporting live in Flagler County, Chris Lindsay, Fox 35 News.
Chris, thank you. And a 13-year-old from Volusia County was also arrested during the swatting investigation back in May. The sheriff said that boy called in a fake bomb threat because he was dared to do it. He's not connected to today's arrest, but that teen was slapped with felony charges.
All right, guys, that story right there is extremely disturbing to me. It is. He's 11 years old, and he got his mind exposed to a lot of stuff no kid should see. Now, said he made 20 plus fake calls saying crazy stuff, causing cops to run to and fro like idiots looking for something that doesn't exist. That's wrong. Now, we're going to get to the big thing in a second, but I just want to run down a couple of things. Remember, I told you have to watch what your kids look at, and just because they quiet don't mean they doing something good in the house. This guy, 11 years old, still need adult supervision, and I think that's one of the main problems. His situation, he not being watched. There are a lot of kids out here that are raising themselves and learning about life on their own because they either don't have a father figure or they don't have parents that take the time with them to try to understand them and make them feel as though they matter. So what do? They occupy their mind with other things that they get introduced to, either through other kids or just through boredom, surfing the web. It's a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place. Video decapitation. This is what he was found on his phone and in his house. So when they say in his house, I don't know if that was another computer or what, but video decapitation. People getting their heads cut off. Cruelty to animals. Murder porn. I ain't never heard of that. I mean, Jesus Christ. Wait, he's 11. Think about that. A video of people getting their head cut off. At 11 years old, your mind's still firing and growing. And you're feeling it with that type of stuff. Cruelty to animals. Murder, PORN. All three of them is a recipe for destruction and disaster. Think about this. He's been exposed at a young age to things he can't unsee. And that changes a kid. It does. He has a warped sense of reality. What he finds fun, most people find distressing because his thoughts is all over the way. I don't even know if you can get that out of him at this point right now. He would have to be taken away from his current environment and put somewhere else where everything's totally different. And he got to start building his psyche back up from ground zero. He said he made fake calls, supposedly. Now he living in Virginia. He doing this in Florida. So why did he pick that school? Did he used to go to that school? So he was familiar with that school? Who knows? Then he calling Alabama. Alaska, supposedly. Then they ain't verified that, but I want you to pay attention. He made 20 plus fake calls. Now remember, school was still in. From May 14th of this year to May 22nd. So 8 days of terror, this guy was doing this. Where was his parents? Seriously, 11 years old, where was his parents? Where he just getting on the phone and doing this type of stuff? My daughter's 9. I mean 8. Why I keep saying 9? She's 8. She come over here with her cell phone. She don't be on that cell phone all day. You know, it's a certain time she get that cell phone, and I go through her cell phone to make sure, you know, all her parental blocks is on and everything like that, because I don't want my child exposed to nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. A child's mind is a learning mind. They could get exposed to one thing, and it could change their whole perception of how they feel about life at that very moment. And they can continue to go on that trajectory unless they're knocked back on the right course. Somebody failed this kid with monitoring him for him to be doing that. And at 11 years old, I mean, I know a lot of 11-year-olds, they got 14, 15-year-old mindsets because they've been exposed to so much. I think he's one of them type You got to look past the age sometimes on children when you see them doing wild, crazy stuff because they've been exposed to seeing it somewhere. It didn't just pop up in their heads. That's real. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I ask people won't fix that. It won't. I'll tell you something. A belt to your ass or a foot in your ass does not mind wipe all the silly stuff that you find attractive in your mind as far as entertainment. All three of them things they named that he looks at on videos is sickening. I can't even look at that type of stuff. But then again, things are what they are. I mean, this new generation exposed to violence and stuff. That's why we're seeing some of the most craziest crimes out here anyway. But this guy right here, if they don't stop him, you're going to have victims in life. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.